Your chest isn't growing because you don't understand what you're actually training. Here's the mind-blowing truth. Your pectoral fibers literally twist 90 degrees before inserting into your upper arm. Think about that. You've been training a muscle you don't even understand. This isn't just anatomy trivia. It's the missing piece of your chest puzzle. The pectoralis major has 3 distinct sections: clavicular, sternal, and costal. Each section has different fiber orientations, different functions, and requires different angles for optimal stimulation. But here's where it gets crazy. The fibers don't run straight across like everyone thinks. They form a twisted, laminated tendon that completely rewrites the rules of force vectors. You know what this means? That wide grip bench press you're so proud of, it's actually reducing chest activation because you're working against your anatomy. The convergent muscle architecture means your pecs work like a fan, not parallel cables. We've all been training our chests like they're built like our biceps. Plot twist. They're not even close. When you understand this twisted tendon structure, suddenly every failed chest workout makes sense. Your muscles have been trying to tell you something, but you were speaking the wrong language. Time to learn their dialect. Chapter 1. The bench press lie. I'm about to destroy your favorite exercise. The barbell bench press, the supposed king of chest exercises, is probably why your chest won't grow. Shocking, right? The exercise you've been married to is cheating on you with your triceps and shoulders. Here's what actually happens when you bench press. Pay attention because this explains everything. Your shoulders naturally protract when pressing heavy weight, shifting the load away from your pecs. Add in the ego lifting epidemic where everyone wants to move maximum weight, and you get a perfect recipe for tricep and anterior deltoid dominance. Your chest becomes a spectator at its own workout. But wait, it gets worse. That arch you've been perfecting? It's reducing your range of motion right where your chest gets maximum stretch, the only place where real growth happens. The bottom 2 inches of the movement, where your pecs are under maximum tension, is exactly what you're eliminating. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Your bench press numbers mean absolutely nothing for chest development. I know that hurts. But would you rather have a big bench or a big chest? Because right now, you're choosing the bench. Chapter 2. The activation revelation. Try to flex your chest right now. Harder than flexing your bicep, isn't it? That's your first clue about why your chest won't grow. You have virtually no mind-muscle connection with your pecs. Neural drive, the brain-to-muscle communication pathway, determines whether you're actually training your chest or just moving weight through space. Most people have the neural connection of a disconnected phone line. You're sending signals, but nobody's receiving them. Your pecs are basically in airplane mode during your entire workout. But here's the breakthrough solution. Pre-activation completely rewires this connection. Before you even touch a weight, you can wake up dormant muscle fibers that have been sleeping since you started training. Light cable flies, focusing entirely on the squeeze, literally turning on the lights in a dark room. Think of it like this. Your muscles are an orchestra, but you've been conducting with your eyes closed. Pre-activation is opening your eyes and actually seeing which instruments are playing. Once you establish this connection, every rep becomes 10 times more effective. Your chest will finally join its own workout party. Chapter 3. The angle algorithm. 30 degrees. Remember that number because it's about to change your entire training. Above 30 degrees of incline, your anterior deltoids take over. Below flat, you're wasting time on a non-existent lower chest. Your sweet spot for growth exists in a surprisingly narrow range. The clavicular head, your upper chest, responds best between 15 and 30 degrees. Not the 45-degree shoulder press you've been doing. The sternal head grows optimally from flat to 15 degrees of incline. Notice how nobody talks about decline? That's because unless you're a competitive powerlifter, it's essentially useless for hypertrophy. Here's where everyone screws up. You set the bench and never adjust it, training the same angle every workout. Your muscle fibers adapt to that specific angle within 3 weeks. You're literally training your chest to stop growing. The solution is stupidly simple. Rotate through micro adjustments. Flat 15 degrees, 25 degrees, then back to flat. Each angle hits different fiber recruitment patterns. It's like having 3 different chest exercises that look identical. Mathematics beats bro science every time. Chapter 4. The form funeral. It's time to bury your bad habits. RIP to wide grip, excessive arching, and touch-and-go reps. These form mistakes aren't just ineffective. They're actively sabotaging every chest workout you do. Scapular retraction is your new religion. pull your shoulder blades back and down. This creates a stable platform and keeps your shoulders from stealing the show. Most people's shoulder blades are having a dance party during bench press. Your chest can't work when your foundation is moving like jello. Now for the controversial truth about grip width, shoulder width, or slightly wider. That's it. But the internet said wide grip equals wide chest. The internet also said you'd be a millionaire from cryptocurrency. How's that working out? Wider grip reduces pec involvement and destroys your shoulders. It's literally the opposite of what you want. Elbow position determines everything. 45 degrees from your torso, not 90, not tucked completely. Draw an arrow from your elbow to your lower chest. That's your path. Every representative, no exceptions. Master this and watch your chest finally respond. Chapter 5. The volume equation. 6 to 16 sets per week. That's your chest growth sweet spot, and anything outside this range is either lazy or stupid. But here's what nobody tells you. How you distribute those sets matters more than the total. Frequency beats volume every time. Training chest once a week is like watering a plant monthly. Split those sets across 2 or 3 sessions. Your muscle protein synthesis lasts 48 to 72 hours. After that, your chest is literally sitting there doing nothing. You're leaving gains on the table for no reason. Here's the progression formula that actually works. Start at 6 sets per week. Add 2 sets every 3 weeks until you hit 16, if recovery suffers or strength decreases. Back off by 2 sets. It's called intelligent programming, not just throwing weight around and hoping. The magic happens in the recovery to work ratio. For every set that tears down muscle, you need adequate recovery to build it back stronger. Most people are fantastic at the tearing down part. It's the building back they completely ignore. Chapter 6. The fiber awakening. Half your chest muscle fibers are literally asleep. They've been hitting snooze since you started training. Motor unit recruitment follows the size principle. Your body only activates what it absolutely needs. And with your current training, it doesn't need much. Your nervous system is economical to a fault. It recruits the minimum number of muscle fibers required to move the weight. Heavy weight with poor form? Your body finds the path of least resistance, usually your shoulders and triceps. Your chest fibers are watching Netflix while your shoulders do all the work. But here's the awakening protocol. Vary your rep ranges dramatically. 3 to 5 reps for high-threshold motor units, 8 to 12 for moderate recruitment, 15 to 20 for oxidative fibers. You need all of them for complete development. The real magic happens with cluster sets. Do 3 reps, rest 15 seconds, 3 more reps, rest 3 more. You're forcing progressive motor unit recruitment. It's like sending an emergency broadcast to every sleeping fiber. Time to wake them all up. Chapter 7. The tension timeline. Your muscles don't grow during workouts. They grow during recovery, but only if you created the right stimulus. And that stimulus isn't what you think it is. Mechanical tension trumps everything. Not the pump, not the burn, not the soreness. Time under tension in the stretched position specifically. Your pecs experience maximum mechanical tension at the bottom of movements, where the muscle is lengthened. That's where the magic happens. Yet everyone rushes through it like it's lava. 2 seconds down, pause, 2 seconds up. That pause at the bottom isn't just for show. It eliminates stretch reflex and forces pure muscle contraction. Most people use bounce momentum for 30% of their lift. You're literally cheating yourself out of gains. Here's the timeline that matters. Mechanical tension creates micro-trauma. Recovery repairs with protein synthesis. Supercompensation makes you stronger. But rush any part of this timeline, and the whole system collapses. Respect the process or stay flat forever. Chapter 8. The recovery reality. You don't need more chest workouts. You need better recovery between them. Your chest grows in bed, not in the gym. Yet everyone obsesses over training and ignores sleeping. 7 to 9 hours of sleep, non-negotiable. Your growth hormone peaks during deep sleep. Miss those hours, miss those gains. It's literally that simple. Protein synthesis increases by 50% during quality sleep. You're either sleeping your way to a bigger chest or staying awake with a flat one. But here's what nobody talks about. Active recovery between sessions accelerates growth. Light movement, stretching, blood flow work. Your muscles need nutrients delivered and waste products removed. Sitting on the couch isn't recovery, it's stagnation. The 48-hour window is critical. Protein synthesis peaks, inflammation decreases, strength supercompensates. Hit chest again right at this window. Too soon and you interrupt recovery. Too late and you miss the growth wave. Recovery isn't passive. It's the active pursuit of growth. Chapter 9. The nutrition necessity. You can't build a house without bricks. So why are you trying to build muscle without adequate nutrition? Your flat chest might simply be starving for nutrients. Protein distribution beats total intake. 1 gram per pound spread across 4 to 6 meals. But here's the key: leucine threshold. 3 grams of leucine per meal triggers muscle protein synthesis. That's about 25 grams of quality protein. Your muscles don't care about your intermittent fasting. Pre-sleep protein is your secret weapon. Casein or Greek yogurt before bed maintains amino acid levels all night. Your chest is literally rebuilding while you dream. Skip this and you're wasting 8 hours of growth opportunity. But here's the mistake everyone makes: cutting calories while trying to build muscle. You can't be in a deficit and expect growth. Your body isn't magic. It needs raw materials. Slight surplus, adequate protein, strategic timing. Feed your chest or accept it staying hungry and flat. Chapter 10. The advanced arsenal. Once you've mastered the basics, it's time for the weapons that break plateaus. These aren't for beginners. But when your chest stops responding, these techniques force new growth. Drop sets with mechanical advantage. Start with the hardest angle, drop weight and adjust to easier angle. Incline to flat to decline, stripping weight each time. Your chest experiences complete fiber exhaustion across all angles. It's like 3 workouts in 30 seconds. Blood flow restriction is your secret plateau destroyer. Lightweight, high reps, restricted blood flow. Sounds crazy? It triggers the same growth pathways as heavy training. 20 to 30% of your max, 30 reps, 3 sets. Your chest will burn like never before. Post-activation potentiation is your strength secret. Heavy partial reps followed immediately by full-range reps. 3 heavy lockouts, then immediately into normal sets. Your nervous system stays primed while muscles work. It's like tricking your body into being stronger. These aren't parlor tricks. They're plateau-destroying weapons. Everything you've learned crystallizes into this exact plan. Follow this for 30 days and your chest will transform. No modifications, no excuses, just execution. Week 1. Neural activation focus. 3 chest workouts, 6 sets each. Pre-activation before every session. Lightweight, perfect form, mind-muscle connection only. You're building the neural highways. Week 2. Volume escalation. Add 2 sets per workout. Introduce angle variation. Flat Monday, incline Wednesday, 15 degrees Friday. Your chest won't know what hit it. Tempo becomes critical. 2 seconds down, pause, explode up. Week 3 is where magic happens. Implement cluster sets on compound movements. Add isolation exercises with blood flow restriction. 10 total sets per workout. Your chest has no choice but to grow. Week 4. Intensity techniques. Drop sets on final exercise. Rest pause on compounds. 12 sets per workout. By day 30, you'll need new shirts. Your chest will finally match your effort. Stop wishing. Start growing. Your transformation starts now.